We are headed back to the auction. It starts at 9 o'clock. It's 8:14 right now. So you saw in that previous video, you saw there that we looked at all the stuff. Didn't get too excited about any of it, but I mean, it's a fun way to kill a couple hours. So we're gonna go out there. We're gonna take you guys back out there. We might be bidding on a few things. I always get auction fever. I don't feel like I'm gonna have that today, so I don't think I'll be overpaying for anything. But I probably will end up buying a couple of things. You never know. The hydro crane. I mean, if that thing's just wanting to go for dirt cheap, I will definitely probably buy that. And the dump truck and the trailer, we'll see if what kind of pricing goes on that. But you know, I'm gonna be low expectations on my pricing, so I'm not going past that because I'm just not gonna do it. I'm telling myself, I'm telling you guys right now, not gonna do it. Right up here, this is our Condor 150, part of that trade that we're doing currently. Got all the other stuff out of here. We got all that to the ranch. This is gonna go, we got to get a battery for it. It's actually 2 batteries, but we're gonna drive it out to the ranch in the next couple of weeks. Okay, we're back. And they're gonna start inside. So that's where we're headed. I'm gonna ask them about my resale license too, if I can get out of taxes, because I shouldn't have to pay taxes on this stuff. See what they got going here. So I just bought all this for 100. All these fittings. All of that. All those. $100. Not bad.
254. 97 is just a welding table, cutting table, and everything against the wall.
Number 97, welding table and everything against the wall.
10 minutes on the wall.
Hey, $50.
Measuring wheel.
$25. $35.
So we're finally getting out here to the stuff. I got to get out of here. I'm not going to be able to stay much longer. So I'm probably not going to get a chance to look at these. But I am interested in this over here for the crane. So you can put concrete in this. You can put gravel, whatever you want. If you got the crane, you can swing it over into an area where you couldn't normally get to. Probably about a half a yard of concrete it would hold. I tried to buy that pipe. I couldn't believe that pipe right there went for $700. But I did get, I got that, I got all this for $100. All this right here for $100. And I got the concrete. I got this for $150.
164, yeah. What do we got here now? 164, yeah. Hey, what do we concrete saw, yeah? What do we got here? $100, 150. 150 here, them 100, them 100, water. I got 100 bid, 125, away it goes. 125,
so we spent $350, $450, $550, less than $1,000 for everything I got, and we're gonna come back tomorrow to pick it all up, and I'll make a video of that. I wanted to get this. This actually sold for $600, which that was a good deal. I was stuck at 300. I didn't want to go any higher. Oh, we're gonna go home, get ready for lunch. We got a lunch meeting, or not a lunch meeting, it's a party. We're going to a friend's party. It's actually our accountant, and he's gonna have a bunch of people over for a celebration. So Lori and I are gonna put on our Sunday best, even though it's Saturday, and we're gonna go hang out with them. How you doing, bud? You're all hot and bothered, huh? Okay, that was a good day. I think we did really good on the on those gate valves. I was looking them up. I got 3 of them plus a ton of parts, and I paid $350. I should have went all in on all that irrigation stuff, but I don't know enough about it. I knew those valves were worth quite a bit, and I got some big flanges that I knew just the steel alone. I paid $100 for all those flanges, and I could go scrap the steel and probably get $300 or $400 just for the scrap. So I knew I did okay on that. And Owen and I will come down here early tomorrow morning. We'll bring a bunch of straps because we have a ton of loose stuff, and see if we can't load all this up, kind of catalog it. Definitely gonna play around on Facebook Marketplace with all this stuff. So I feel like for the $1,000 I spent, it's actually, I think it's less than $1,000, but we'll get the total tomorrow morning when we come. And I think we killed it. I think I got those valves alone, I think used, will sell for $400 a piece. I got 3 of those. The flanges, probably another $500-600. And then I got some tools. I got the concrete. You can hang it from the crane and put a half a yard of concrete in it, lift it over the back of a house. And I don't know when that'll come in handy, but having it, I'll think of a job for it. I'll come up with a way to use it somewhere. And I think we did okay. Pretty pumped on what we got. We'll be back in the morning and make a video of us picking everything up. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. So yesterday was our auction extravaganza, and I bought a couple of things that I just couldn't resist, and I'm really curious to see. It's kind of like a game, you know, like I was talking to a friend about it, and I told him, you know, those Waterman Fresno valves, yeah, they're for farmers, and I looked them up online, and the prices are all over the map. You know, I saw some for $600. I saw some for $1,900. I even saw one for, it was a 600-pound valve, which is way heavier than what we got, but that one was $34,000. So I know the prices are kind of all over the map. I'm guesstimating these valves are going to be worth brand new somewhere in the neighborhood of $1,000 each, from just the looks of them and how heavy duty they are and all that. So my goal is, Owen's getting the dump trailer and he's going to meet me over there at the auction yard, and we're going to pay for our stuff. I got my seller's permit, so I don't have to pay taxes on it. So that'll save me 8% right out of the gate, because you've got the auction fee. So a lot of people don't realize this when they're going to these auctions, and they think they're getting a good deal, and really you're not, because you're 10% straight to the auction house right out of the gate. Then you got to pay your taxes. So everything you're buying potentially is a 18%. It's an 18% upcharge. I mean, it's pretty crazy. And I don't understand. I mean, people show up and they pay. I saw some of that junk that was going yesterday. I couldn't believe the prices that it was going for. And it was like, hey, yeah, let me buy a headache for $300 plus 20%. So you're talking about $360 by the time it's all said and done. And when you're in the heat of the moment and you're bidding against other people, you know, you don't even I was doing it. I think the most expensive thing I paid for was those valves for $350. Everything else I got for around $100 to $150. And I think I got pretty good value on that, because one of the reasons is because I have that seller's permit. So we're gonna go through all the stuff. We're gonna load it all up. I want to take our time and get it all in there. We don't have a lot of time because we have Father's Day brunch at 11:30. So right now it's 6:30. We're gonna go do that, and then get that all in the trailer and take it over to our yard. And I'm gonna get some pictures and get that stuff posted. And if I can't sell those valves online, I'm going to, there's 2 commercial irrigation companies here in Bakersfield. And I really seriously thought about trying to buy up all that irrigation stuff, but we're talking a lot of stuff. It would have been a major undertaking to move all of that stuff. And that's another thing you got to think about. You have to go move it. You know, once you bought it, then you got to go and bring a guy or a couple guys and load it all up and move it. So you're going to have time and money in that. And yeah, you got to be careful on these auctions. I think, you know, guys can do really good on them, but you definitely got to be careful. So we're going to get some gas and we're going to go check it out. Got some gas. Tried to clean the windshield. Looks like I missed a spot, but it's fairly clean. Got most of the bugs off, so. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I had a lot of fun making this one. I think the auction, I think I used to do a lot of the auctions and I kind of got burned out on it. But you know, I've always done okay at the auctions. You can literally, if you really know how to buy stuff, you can get stuff. You can travel around to these auctions, and if you got the money, you can buy things and you can turn around and sell them. And I think a guy could actually make a living doing it. I've always thought that. And it would be a really fun way to do it, especially depending on what you're buying. You know, I've you know, bought a lot of stuff in the past and turned around and sold it. And, you know, typically you can make close to double your money if you get stuff right. Or you end up with some stuff that you might need for your whatever you do, and that's always cool too, because it's better than buying it new a lot of times. Like I said, though, you got to be careful with the auction fees and the taxes, and you got to be kind of coherent of that when you're bidding. You just kind of always set that bar of 20%. under what you would really be willing to pay for the item. You want to be about 20% under that with your final numbers. And you got to be smart enough to walk away from a deal if it starts going higher. Got my seller's permit. Doesn't look like a whole lot of stuff got picked up. Shelves are still intact. So we're gonna go see, look at our stuff, make sure it's all still here. All right, you got the dump trailer? Why don't you, we're gonna pull it through this gate here.
Should I back up through the gate?
Yeah, if you want to back it all, we'll back it all the way down to the back there, load that stuff first, and then he's got to get the lock for it. All right, so let's go through it. So we had a little bit more than I thought, minus my sales tax. We were at $13.20. So let's look at what we got for $13.20. I bought these stands. We're gonna take those up to Mammoth, use them at the shop. Those are pretty cool. These are nice, they're adjustable. I mean, these were, let's see, what did we pay for those? This was, which one was this? 107. We paid $100 for that. 110 with the buyer's premium. So that was a good deal. This, I really like that dolly. And I got basically everything from there over on this rack. Everything that was $100. 144. 144. Well, let's look at the other ones. So 26 and 27 was over here. And I should have went more harder on all this irrigation stuff. I know this stuff's worth a ton of money to the right buyer. But we got everything on this rack here, 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 and here. And then also all these flanges, these big, those are 24 inch, and then there's some 20 inch ones. And we went $100 for all that. So far that's $300. So then it was this one here. Everything on this rack here, which is these gate valves. And these are, I looked those up. Those are like $600-700 online. There's 3 of them in here. Plus a bunch of caps, these caps and all these fittings, these deals here. Those are the top part for the caps. That was the most expensive thing we got, which was $350.
Where do you want to start, boss?
I think he's backing in there. Let's just do we're gonna need the forklift, I think.
Yeah.
So let's just get this stuff out here first. Right here, pull back forward. Put the end of the trailer about right here. We got this, we got these 2 things here. And that's a nice, really nice impact. What'd I give for that? That was $153. So $150 for that and that, which is a roto hammer. The roto hammer, brand new roto hammer, and a bunch of digging bars and all that kind of stuff. And then 152. I paid $175 for these. I think I might have overpaid a little bit. I mean, we got a compressor for those, so. And then we got all this pipe, which that was $144. That's $50 for all that pipe there. And that one goes to right here, right? 144.
Yeah, right there.
So I don't think we'll be taking that, but. And then we got this thing. This is for the crane. So we got this one for, this was like 140 something. Paid 150 bucks for this. You can fill it with concrete, and then that you pull that lever right there, like so you can swing it somewhere and get to a real. It'll hold about a half a yard of concrete. So that was pretty cool. 150 bucks. But look at those. Look at that Milwaukee and that Rotohammer. Brand new. That Milwaukee's a nice impact.
Just a regular drill, or?
No, it's a bigger impact. I mean, what do you think that is? That's probably like.
1/4 inch. Where's the hammer drill?
Right there.
Oh, that one. I saw it on the side that it says comes with it.
Do you want it with pallet and everything, or
Brand new Rotohammer, barely been used. I mean, that right there is probably worth $500-600.
Yeah.
The two of them, the two tools.
Yeah.
I got these 3 hammers. That's a lighter duty one. It's not as heavy. Actually, those are all a little bit lighter than the ones we got.
Can't need to get another compressor.
Well, I mean, those will work on our compressor, so.
I know. Just saying.
But now we got some lighter duty ones that got a lot of power, you know? They're not so heavy to lug around. We're gonna have to start getting these pipes one by one. I think he got some long forks on that deal. That thing's cool. That's heavy. I can see that it's heavy. It's been in the fork down. Thing ain't light. All right. So far, this is what we got. We got 4 of those valves. 3 12-inch, 1 10-inch, bunch of 16-inch caps. Crazy heavy-duty flanges here. A stack of about 2, 4, 6, about 10 or 12 of those. And then we've already got some of this stuff loaded in the trailer. I hope we're gonna fit it all. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some sorting around. I haven't put those jackhammers up on that other pallet, and yank those 2 pallets out so that we can have room for at least 3 or 4 pallets, because we're still got quite a ways to go. So we got couplers, big flanges, really big flanges, lids, valves, more lids, and those are all frames for the lids. Okay, we got the hardest part done. Sorted all this. So, I mean, look at all these couplers. These are all, those are 12s. I think there's 12s and 10s. Just a whole bunch of couplers. You know, brand new. That's got to be like $100 each. I'm thinking if I get 50% value on all this stuff, there's got to be $5,000 to $6,000 worth of stuff here, just in the irrigation stuff. And the other stuff was kind of junk anyways, so, but it was stuff we can use. The dolly here, I liked it, so I overpaid for this. I gave $100 for that, and the compressor tank. That's like used for sandblasting. You keep pressure to it, and it can be your little sandblaster setup. Yeah, it's an abrasive blaster. Got some big end wrenches. Those are always cool. You never know when you're gonna need a big end wrench. And here's what they used for the valves back in the old days. Chintzy. And then, like I showed you guys earlier, we got these. Hope we get it all in the trailer. It's gonna be a tight fit. So there's our air hammers, bunch of pipe, the concrete dispenser that goes on the crane, a big old hook that goes on the crane. I don't know, this is kind of probably lame to a lot of people, but I get excited about this kind of stuff. Just trying to get that pallet a little bit more centered on the load. It's pretty much the same way either direction. Yeah. Yeah, we got more pallets, so that'll be good. So that crane sold for 22 grand. Okay. So that's the last pallet. And we are loaded down. And this stuff's all dirty. It's been sitting in the dust in the shed. So Owen and I are covered in head to toe in dirt. He's happy. It's Father's Day. So he's out helping his father. Hey, slide that valve over for him. You got to get in on this side. See if you can grab onto that and just kind of slide it, the valve underneath. It's hitting the pallet. Under right here. Can't get that to go over anymore.
Go up a little bit.
What a mess. Yeah, set it in there. It's not gonna be perfect, but it'll stay in. Just don't let my pooper scooper fall out.
Oh boy.
And then you're gonna grab your. Did you get the miscellaneous and the hand cart yet?
No.
You still.
So they told me a lot of this concrete pipe didn't end up selling. And these here, I mean, obviously they're not the easiest to move and transport. So you're gonna end up having a lot of money tied up in moving them and stuff like that. And if you're not careful, you can break them. But I don't think these sold, but now this would make one heck of a deep pit. I mean, the deep pit of all deep pits. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, 5. It looks like five of these. And I'll tell you right now, I mean, these are plenty enough for the deep pit. These are probably deep enough. Those are all kind of junky, but oh, this is more like it over here for your deep pit. This one right here. And you make yourself a metal grate for that, and you can slide it down in the hole, fill the bottom up with some gravel, and I'll tell you what, you got yourself the deep pit of all deep pits. So the same guy that we do all that work for, he owns all these buildings too, just so happens. So he owns this whole row of buildings out here, all the way down. And this guy had to do his auction. He ran out of, or he's quitting the business. So, but he hasn't paid rent in a long time either. So anything that doesn't go, like doesn't get picked up in the next few days, is going to be left here. And then we're going to be getting a call, I already know it, to come clear all this stuff out. And what we'll probably do is make a deal that we'll clear everything out. We're not gonna pay for any of it. I'll spend the labor to move it all out to my place, especially if these didn't sell. I don't know if they did or not, but I mean, originally this is probably $50,000 worth of stuff here. These are for, you know, using a crane and moving concrete in large amounts. These are for, I think this is for like casting concrete. Yeah, it's got the, so these are a lot of tools that they use to actually make the standpipes with. They look a little rough, but I mean, new, you're talking about a lot of money. These are kind of cool. I have no idea what you'd use that for, but it's pretty cool. If the bottom, if it had a lever on the bottom, it'd be something. But I don't know what it is. They've been using them for trash cans. I already know that some of this stuff didn't sell because the logistics of moving it was just too much. So the guy has to be out, and he'll forfeit whatever's left here will get forfeited, and then we're gonna get the call to come clean it up. I guarantee it.